There she is from Indianapolis, Indiana, also coming off of a massive weekend at the Elimination Chamber. Big, sexy Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel, yeah, I have to start with the Judgment Day. I have to
Oh,
start with what we saw on Monday Night Raw and Dominic and the Judgment Day. Can we have a Clubhouse update? We are concerned.
the clubhouse wishes to not speak on the subject at this moment in time. Thank you very much for
Uh,
your consideration on that. I would like to just focus on maybe what's going to happen next week and how La Familia is going to bring it back next week. All right, that's what we can talk about. How about that?
I mean, if
Sound
there's
good?
no, yeah, no, it sounds fair. If there's one,
All right, great. We're all on the same page now. All right, so you can
okay,
continue with your questions.
I, I appreciate that. Well, yeah, I mean, before whatever happened, there was a conversation with you and Liv Morgan about plans on both of you getting to WrestleMania. You know, right
Yeah.
now, it won't be Raquel in a WWE Women's Championship match because of the Elimination Chamber, but AJ Lee throws down the challenge earlier tonight, saying she's going to be a fighting champion. There's a lot of women in the division that stepped right up, and next week you are part of it's a 6-person match to determine the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Do you feel like this is it? This is the last sort of opportunity that you get to guarantee that you have a match at WrestleMania?
I mean, that's kind of a given, right? This is the absolute last opportunity I have to have a WrestleMania moment for myself. If I don't get a hold of that IC title, what am I going to do at WrestleMania? What title can I defend? What title can I go after? If I have another, just an opportunity to get a title in my hands to be at WrestleMania with Liv Morgan, that would be great. So, yeah, I do feel like this is a last opportunity. We're 6 weeks away from WrestleMania. That's really not a lot of time, especially not in WWE world. So, we got to make things happen. And that means next week, those women, whoever they are that think they're strong enough to step up to Big Sexy, good luck because Big Sexy is going to be in that ring. And if you didn't see what happened in Elimination Chamber, then I really feel sorry for you. But that's okay because maybe when these fists hit your face, it'll just be a really fun surprise for you, I think, right?
I,
Like maybe that'll be fun for everyone.
I don't I don't know. Maybe for you, I don't know if fun's the word. You've got
Well, if it's
Lyra.
fun for me, it's fun for everyone. That's how I see it.
Look, it's fun for me. That's all. That's
There you
all.
go. There you
You
go.
know.
I knew we were right here. See, I knew you were going to get on the same page as me.
That's right. It's Lyra. It's Bailey. It's Io. It's Asuka. It's Ivy Nile. It's gonna be swarmed with competition. But I have to tell you something. On Saturday night, we were watching Elimination Chamber, and we came on here to do our podcast and talk about what had happened. And Megan Moran said something. She said inside the Elimination Chamber when Big
Oh,
Sexy stacked 2 women on top of each other. Do you know the comparison that Megan made? She compared it.
well,
She compared it to the Tribal Chief, to WrestleMania 37,
That's the last time I saw a stack like that, Raquel.
to Roman
that's
Reigns,
right. That's
Raquel.
true. And look at the power the man has. Look at the position that man is in. You see what a double pin can do for someone? I am on my rise right now. No one is getting in front of the Big Sexy train, that's for sure. Because if you do, you're going to get run over. Okay?
That's right. That Big
I'm
Sexy
glad you
train
recognize, Megan. Greatness
smashes them and
recognizes
stacks them.
greatness.
Well, Raquel, it really it speaks to the momentum that you've been riding. Something has seems to me like it's changed within you. Maybe I'm wrong, but there's just this sort of confidence. The fact that you're stacking women in the Elimination Chamber, the fact that you approach with a higher level of aggression, the fact that you're willing to enter this gauntlet match to punch your ticket to WrestleMania. Can you pinpoint a moment that a fire was lit within you?
I can't pinpoint a significant moment, Megan, to be honest with you. There's not one moment that springs to my memory that's like, oh, that was the time I knew I had to change. It's really been a progression over the past year, coming back from my illness, not feeling very confident, but every week I get an opportunity to show everyone why I belong on this roster, why I belong on Monday Night Raw, why I am big, sexy Raquel Rodriguez. And every week, someone else has something great to say about me. And I'm just like, well, I mean, it's about time everybody just realizes that this is what I've been showing and proving to you guys the entire time. I just needed my moment and my opportunity. And now I'm just taking my moments and my opportunity. Elimination Chamber, I was in my element. There's nothing more I love than being inside of a cage and throwing women against it. For this 6-woman member match, I don't know if it's a gauntlet match. I don't know if it's, all 6 of us at one time, but either way, I thrive in chaos. I thrive when it comes to having multiple women at my fingertips for me to just think of insane things to do to them. And for some reason, I've just been fed these perfect moments and these perfect opportunities for me to just eat everyone alive. And yeah, sure, maybe I lost at Elimination Chamber, but at the end of the day, I'm standing here ready to go again. Can I say the same for Rhea Ripley, who might be hurting a little bit more than usual? Can I say the same for Asuka, who's also in this multiple women's match, but that I Tejana bombed and was part of the double stack of women, which, by the way, I believe that's a first time ever for Elimination Chamber to have a double elimination. So let's make sure we get someone to write that in the history books. All right. Raquel Rodriguez, and make sure they spell it with multiple R's at the beginning and for the last name as well.
It's very, very important. And I mean, I've got to say that, like, I don't recall another person that can come across with more glee and honestly more charm when discussing punching people in the face. And just you just said with a smile and just a charm, like, oh, that's my best friend Raquel, talking about eating women alive. I mean, that I think is the scariness of Big Sexy. I'll tell you as a fan, what I think was a moment that at some point when it's time to kind of reflect and talk about this era that you're in right now. I feel like at one point, several months back, the internet was doing what the internet was doing, and the podcasters were doing what podcasters were doing, and the conversation started. Why doesn't Raquel come across more powerful? Why doesn't Raquel come across bigger? And instead of fighting that wave, or instead of getting insulted, or instead of anything, you said, okay, if that's what you want to see. And all of a sudden, I personally, and maybe I'm wrong, but from my observation, it felt like when that conversation even started to dust up to the surface, you said, okay, I'm going to take it upon myself to silence that conversation and just smash everybody.
Well, see, thank you for that. Thank you for noticing that. I've always considered myself a woman of action. Words are words, but they only mean so much. When you put action to those words, that's when it has more meaning. That's when it's more believable. And I just let it go. I said, I don't need to open this beautiful mouth. I'm just going to show you guys what this strong, beautiful, powerful, tall, amazing, just great at everything woman can do out there. And that's the kind of confidence I've been carrying into every single match, every single week.
And
For
I think
me, it was when you Tahana bombed John Cena.
that helps.
I mean,
that helps.
That certainly will silence any of the doubters on the internet, right?
And I will say that might be one of those moments, Megan, where I just went, my confidence just went, oh, okay, we can do this. If I could Tejana bomb John Cena, I can Tejana bomb anyone.
It really is. It's one thing to say that's a plan. It's one thing to write it down on a vision board. But the moment after, on his retirement tour, you Tejana bomb John Cena. How long does it take before you allow yourself to go, I just did that?
Oh, it didn't take me long at all.
Yeah.
I make sure I was reminding every single person. Even now when I do meet and greets or I see people out in the streets and they got, I ask them who's their favorite wrestler. They got John Cena gear on. I go ahead and say, hey, I picked him up and I threw him right down. I Tejana bombed him. Don't forget about that. And if they're like, oh yeah, I'm like, here, I have the footage. I can pull it up for you on my phone right now. You want to see a picture? You want to see a video? I got it all. And it's not AI. I can promise you that.
Yeah. I mean, making impact throughout John Cena's retirement run, and you took your spot. I will say too, and I think this is something I really noticed in the Royal Rumble, and this is something I noticed again in Elimination Chamber, and this is something that I noticed pretty regularly on television these days. It's that there's a sound and a feeling that the audience has when you come out and when you are in big moments. And it's a feeling that I think is stronger than it has ever been before throughout your career. And it's this feeling that the audience is ready for it. The audience wants you to win. There's a huge portion of the audience that clearly wanted you to win the Royal Rumble, that clearly wanted you to win the Elimination Chamber. Do you feel that difference now that people are buying tickets with the purpose of not only rooting for you, but hoping to see you succeed in those moments?
Absolutely. I mean, when I was eliminated and I heard the audience boo, they booed my elimination. I said, are we all trying to ride the big sexy train now? Is that what's happening? I see how it is, but I don't let that get to me because I know they're all hypocrites. They cheer for me 1 second and then they cheer for Rhea Ripley the next. You know what I mean? But that's all right. I get it. I see the comparison. I know that, the people really see something cool when someone does something big and powerful, but it's because they can't do it. They are incapable of those things. They can only relate to the smaller, more insignificant women on the roster, like Io Sky and Kairi Sane and Asuka. Who can relate to me? Tell me how many of those fans are 6 foot, Mexican, powerful, bilingual, a part of the Judgment Day, best friends with La Güerita and El Sucio Dominic Mysterio? None.
That's
I am one of one. Okay. I am the most unique woman on this roster. You will never find another Raquel Rodriguez. And the fans are starting to notice that. And that's why they want to see me more, because I am a spectacle. I am a superstar.
But when it comes to the Intercontinental Championship and somebody like AJ Lee, who has made so much history in WWE, no one expects AJ to come back. Well, she's back, and she's back now as a champion for this version of Raquel, this powerful version. And you just described yourself as one of the most dangerous people on the roster. For you to look face to face, go toe to toe with a legend in this industry like AJ Lee, what would that mean?
Oh, it would just put a stamp on the fact that Big Sexy is taking over. A legend like AJ Lee, someone who has worked with many big women in her history as well. I mean, let's be honest. I've been compared to Tamina, who was her old tag team partner. Me and Liv get compared to the same comparison of AJ Lee and Tamina all the time. But I think Liv and I are better, to say the least. It would mean the world to get to face AJ Lee. She is obviously amazing in her own right. We've all looked up to her. We're all so excited to have her back in this locker room. She showed us that she has not lost a step at all at Elimination Chamber. The battle that she put on with Becky Lynch was phenomenal. But it does make me hungrier. And it does make me excited because she won't be the first legend I step into the ring with. Remember when I had Trish Stratus in my arms and I ragdolled her until she couldn't even really move anymore and then just threw her right on the mat?
Yeah.
And no offense to AJ Lee, but what is she, about the same size as Trish Stratus? I'd be happy to ragdoll her and send her home with CM Punk as soon as Dominic Mysterio's done with him again too. Or maybe even JD, if JD wants to take a whack at it.
Yeah, and also, I don't know if we've mentioned on this interview, but when you talk about legends, you also did Tahana Bomb John Cena.
Yes, that's true.
That's right. And I don't think John Cena's ever going to forget that. And if AJ Lee is smart, she'll call John Cena and ask him for tips, but he won't give her any because he got Tahana bombed.
That's true.
So he's got no tips for her.
How do you avoid that? I don't know. If I knew, I would have tried to avoid it.
If he knew, he would have avoided it, but he didn't. I mean, maybe he could tell her how bad it hurts. Maybe she can prep for that.
Let's get the crystal ball out. Let's say you are able to win this match on Monday Night Raw. You become the number one contender. Let's say you go on before WrestleMania and you're able to beat AJ Lee. You are walking into WrestleMania as Intercontinental Champion. Who is the woman that you would like to defend that title against at WrestleMania? Who do you have your moment with?
I get a little bit of a choice here, huh?
Let's say.
Ooh. Oh, that's a tough one, because there are some women that I still would love to face. And I don't think she'll be back in time for WrestleMania, but Bianca Belair, if she can get that finger back to working great, I would love to step into the ring with Bianca Belair. She's the only woman at the moment that I can think of who can give me some decent competition in the ring. Wow. So when the EST is ready and when Big Sexy is IC champion, then we'll talk.
Unbelievable. Well, Raquel, I very much appreciate you being so generous with your time, especially, when there are other things to figure out with the Judgment Day and where all that's going.
Don't you worry about that, because next
okay.
week when I win this multi-women match gimmick that's happening or whatever, and I get my chance to have that IC title, that is going to bring the family back together. That is what is going to put us back on the map. And Judgment Day is going to continue to run all of WWE like we have been doing this entire time. La Güerita is going to be champion. Big Sexy is going to be champion. El Sucio is going to be champion. We're all going to be champions. And then we're all going to laugh because it's going to be amazing. We're going to have a big party and no one will be invited but the Judgment Day.
You're not going to invite Danhausen into the clubhouse?
Oh.
I mean, maybe if we want like some entertainment or something, I want to see the guy do a little dance, or maybe if he can make us laugh for some reason. But if he isn't going to bring anything to the table other than his weird makeup and that awkward feeling, nah, he's not allowed in the clubhouse. Sorry.
And the jar of teeth.
The teeth too. He's got the teeth.
Nobody wants that, Megan. You want a jar of teeth? What are you going to do with a jar of teeth?
No, I keep that far away from me.
Yeah.
I don't want to get cursed. So
Nobody wants no jar. And whose teeth are they? That's kind of gross and unsanitary. Can we talk about that?
No, that's
How
right.
is he taking that through TSA? Does he travel through TSA?
I don't know. I thought he'd travel on a broomstick or something.
In a box.
Yeah. He was going. He was going town to town in that crate for a while. So maybe I don't know. I don't know what his travel is.
That's interesting. I don't know where he keeps the jar of teeth in there. It doesn't say fragile anywhere on the box. So
No, it
that thing's
doesn't.
going to break easily.
No,
He's going to lose all those teeth.
That's
I
right.
feel bad if that's his hobby on the side,
Yeah. Well, listen. I hope we're a week away. I hope we're a week away from you as number one contender. I hope we're a week away from the Judgment Day altogether and enjoying everybody's glory. And Raquel,
We're going to take hope out and we're going to say we are a week away. All right. We are a week away from Raquel winning an opportunity at the IC title.
that's what it
That
is.
sounds better, doesn't it? That
It does.
sounds better.
It does. Thank you, Raquel.
Thanks, guys.